This is the last access technology. It's called the wireless access. That's just how I refer to both of these wireless access technologies in a general term. Okay, the common characteristic is that all the devices, okay, on the same channel will share access. So the way it works is this: devices sending wireless signals. It's picked up by the wireless base station and then passed on to the edge server and then further on to the internet, and vice versa. So these base stations, in the context of Wi-Fi in particular, are also called the access points. Now a little bit more about Wi-Fi. AL2.11b or G. This is actually a pretty old standard. I'm pretty sure that all of us are using AL2.11 at least N. Okay, so that's Wi-Fi generation 4 in another way. The bandwidth with Wi-Fi generation 4 is already close to 400 megabits per second. Okay, and the frequency band is no longer just 2.4 gigahertz, but also the 5 gigahertz band. That's why when you purchase a new Wi-Fi AP, you see that, hey, a lot of times when you set it up, you see two channels, one for 2.4 gigahertz, the other for the 5 gigahertz. The next major generation is Wi-Fi 6, which operates also on both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz for backward compatibility, in case you're still running AL2.11b or G. For Wi-Fi 6, the bandwidth actually go up this high, 900 and plus megabits per second. Really nice. I think in the next generation, that's called the AL2.11AD. Yeah. For this version of Wi-Fi, it's gonna operate at this frequency band, 60 gigahertz. It's super high frequency, super high data rate. In fact, 5G is also aiming at this frequency. So bandwidth is going to be a lot higher, but you see also that the transmission is very directional, a little bit sensitive to the antenna design, okay, and very sensitive in case there's mobility. All right. Wi-Fi, interesting development there, AL2.11ad. The last one, okay, wide area wireless access, actually meant, so 1 megabits per second, this is for 3G, okay. For 4G, we get slightly more than 1, sometimes go a few megabits per second. With 5G, you get easily tens of megabits per second and sometimes very close to 100. But only downlink. I have not yet seen any sort of measurements about 5G uplink bandwidth. It would be very interesting to know if you find any. Okay, but although these bandwidths we're talking about, downlink, uplink, it's increasingly higher and higher even for wireless access. But be very careful. As opposed to Ethernet, as opposed to optic, wireless is, after all, shared access. So these 400, 600, 900 or close to tens of megabits per second bandwidths are shared among all the users. And nowadays, we are probably connected to the network more through wireless access network, okay, than the wired one.